Good morning, everybody. Just now we heard Director General of Bombay Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Sandeep Khosla, Mr. Venkatesh, MD of Wärtsilä India, and all dignitaries who are sitting off the dais. Bombay Chamber of Commerce has completed 190 years of age. It is really a commendable thing. When I was looking at the dais, the aggregate age of all three speakers would also not match the age of Bombay Chamber of Commerce. Bombay Chamber of Commerce is a link between India and overseas. And that is the reason why Bombay Chamber of Commerce was involved in the issues like setting up railways in India, postal, telegraph, everything. What our Joint Director Sunilji told me just now, it's really remarkable thing. And that is the why this chamber has got very appropriate logo, that is Gateway of India. Friends, today's theme is shaping Maharashtra's next generation energy solution. It's a very important topic chosen by the chamber. Reason being, when we talk about India to become Viksit Bharat by 2047, we also aspire to be a developed economy by 2047. And Indian economy, without the contribution of Maharashtra, is not possible. Today, contribution of Maharashtra in the GDP of the nation is in excess of 15%. So is the case of power sector. If we have to understand our preparedness of the state for coming years, we also need to understand how Maharashtra is shaping up. We are very privileged to have a very dynamic, visionary Chief Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, who is also steering this power sector for last 3 years. And he has a vision of making Maharashtra to be 1 trillion economy and also to have that kind of preparedness in terms of power sector. And therefore, if you look at it, while contributing to the GDP of the nation, we have witnessed many things in last 10 years. We had heard about Samruddhi Mahamarg. We started from Nagpur to Mumbai. Now the goods and carriers can reach in less than 8 hours of time. So the items of perishable nature can also be traded now in shortest possible time. We also heard about Atal Setu, another link towards Pune, the connecting link, then this coastal road up to Bandra, and again the work of extended coastal road which is going on up to Borivali, metro, many more things. And this is happening, friends, all across Maharashtra. So Maharashtra is really poised to become 1 trillion economy. And if Maharashtra becomes 1 trillion economy by 2013, the way Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has envisaged, I think we have to have lots of preparedness in terms of infrastructure, power and all that thing, which is doing that. 10 years back, the requirement of Maharashtra was 16,000 megawatt. And before that, Maharashtra has witnessed load shedding and all that. As Sandeep just now narrated, one day power off was acceptable now. But today, especially places like in Mumbai, 5 minutes power cut is not acceptable. And therefore, there was always talk about islanding of Mumbai. Islanding of Mumbai means there cannot be a power cut for 30 seconds. If there is a power failure, alternate arrangement should act upon. And you must have heard the speech of Mr. Devendra Fadnavis yesterday in Assembly, that we have completed this islanding. So Mumbai is safe. Mumbai cannot be without power, even if there are some technical lapses. So friends, in 2015, 10 years back, our demand was 16,000 megawatt. And today, Maharashtra has reached the peak of 32,000 megawatt. Huge. And in coming years, Maharashtra will require 45,000 megawatt power. Are we prepared? We need to see that. And once we achieve 1 trillion economy, we will be surpassing many countries' GDP size, be it Israel, be it Singapore, UAE, Austria, many more countries. So we are considering Maharashtra for economical purposes to be a separate country which will be competing with many other countries and also simultaneously contributing to the growth of India and vision of our Honorable Prime Minister to become a 5 trillion economy. In 2014, our economy size was 2 trillion, which we have already crossed 4 trillion. And therefore, 5 trillion economy is not a distant dream. And while doing that, lots of challenges are there in power sector. We have to grow exponentially. We are also bound by the environmental norms. So we have to go for non-fossil based power. 10 years back, our requirement of power was contributed by thermal in major way to the extent of 90%, which has now come down to 52%. And the lots of renewable energy is getting replaced, is substituting this thermal power. Today, if we look at it, since 1947 to 2024, which is 2 years back, Maharashtra has tied up a power of 37,000 megawatt. And we thought it is more than enough because our requirement was like 60,000 megawatt, 17,000 megawatt. But in last 2 years, under the leadership of Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, we have tied up power purchase agreement to the extent of 44,000 megawatt. And this includes all non-fossil based, such as 26,000 from solar generation, around 6,600 from another thermal, and battery storage to the extent of 6,000. We have also signed MOU for nuclear power to the extent of 26,000 megawatt, fetching the investment of 6,25,000 crores into Maharashtra. It will also generate employment of around 12,000 employees. And why we are going for nuclear, that even Honorable Prime Minister is making appeal to go for nuclear power because nuclear power is the only power which can really 100% substitute thermal power. The advantage of thermal power is that it is available 24/7. Whether it is raining, not raining, whether sun is there, not there, 24/7 with 100% potential of PLF, thermal can provide. But thermal is a fossil base, therefore environmental issues are there. Nuclear is a clean power. So whatever hazards were there for nuclear, that all are being taken care and we are going ahead with nuclear power. So therefore friends, if you look at it, Honorable Prime Minister and central government has been advocating and making appeal to all other states to copy the model of government of Maharashtra. Now what is this model? Model is that we have to tie maximum power purchase agreements for future. So Maharashtra has tied to the extent of 84,000 megawatt power purchase agreements through actual PPAs or through MOUs. Our requirement may be 45,000 megawatt, but still we have tied up so much because power can be exported also. So we have to achieve a 1 trillion economy. Therefore, power generation plants needs to be there. Power can be generated and can be exported out of Maharashtra. Therefore, we are also strengthening our grid because grid stability, grid strengthening is also a requirement. Lot of talks are going on about grid support charges being charged by government of Maharashtra. It is a separate topic altogether. But for stability of grid, maintenance of grid, you require financial model also. So these are the things. So government of Maharashtra is ready for that. And most importantly, much has been talked, which is not 100% correct, that power in Maharashtra is highest in terms of cost. It is not so. States like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and many other states, Madhya Pradesh, power is sold at higher rate. And power has a cost involved, inbuilt, like for coal, for oil, for employment cost, transmission losses, commercial losses. So there is a cost. So Maharashtra has been consistently witnessing the growth in power costs because of these various issues. But Maharashtra is the first state which has visualized and made a commitment to the state of Maharashtra that we will reduce the cost of the power by 2029. So when Mr. Fadnavis made this statement, I was also aghast because for last 9 years I have been associated in this power sector. But he had a clear-cut plan. What is the plan? 30% of our consumption is toward agriculture consumption. And recovery of agriculture consumption is a challenge. I will not blame farmers. It's a challenge. Power was made available to them during night time. However, their requirement was to be during daytime. So Mr. Fadnavis came out with the formula that power required by farmers will be paid through solar power. So that power during daytime generated will be supplied to the farmers. Now solar power, the way we structured these PPAs, Maharashtra is conducting this highest distributed solar project to the extent of 16,000 megawatt. Distributed means, like in Rajasthan, there is a land available because of desert and all that. So there are huge solar parks available at one place. Maharashtra, it was a challenge. So we are creating a distributed solar network wherever land is available, which is not good for agriculture, be it in Konkan, be it in Gadchiroli, be it in Marathwada, be it in Maharashtra, Vidarbha. So land parcels from 2 acres, 3 acres, 4 acres, 200 acres, 200 acres. So we came out with the tender for 16,000 megawatt. We received huge response. Out of 16,000 megawatt, around 5,500 megawatt power generation has already started. So around 15 lakhs farmers are already benefiting from that. And this power is made available in the range of 2 rupees 75 paisa to 3 rupees 10 paisa per unit. Otherwise, cost per unit for Mahavitran, that is Mahadiscom, you are reading the name of that company, is something like 9 rupees per unit. So when this 9 rupees per unit power is getting substituted by 3 rupees per unit to the extent of 30% of overall calculation of Mahavitran, look at the saving. With this, in power purchase agreement, power purchase cost, in next 5 years up to 2025, we will save around 83,000 crores. And till now, whatever power model is there is a subsidy, there is a cross subsidy. Subsidy is given by government, cross subsidy is given by the consumers like us. So when we are giving subsidized power to agriculture to the extent of 30%, we were all cross subsidized or subsidized from government. So 83,000 crores will be saved through power purchased. 13,000 crores is expected to be saved from subsidy from government of Maharashtra. And therefore, this benefit will be passed on to all the consumers in next 5 years. Out of that, from 1st April 2026, the consumers below 100 unit power consumption have already started getting concessional power by 26%. Now, when I'm saying power rates will go down, it means you have to understand that today our average power purchase of cost of power is 9 rupees per unit. this 9 rupees in organic way would go to 14 rupees per unit by 2029. But with these efforts by our ministry and state government, this 9 rupees will be restricted to 8 rupees 60 paisa by 2029. And that is how this benefit will be passed on. So Maharashtra will be very competitive in terms of power, that to reliable power, affordable power. I think with this, we are also encouraging investments in data center, as Mr. Venkatesh has mentioned just now. For data center, New Mumbai is going to be a big hub. For steel, Gadchiroli is coming up. And this is how all-round development is happening in Maharashtra. Therefore, all the industries have got a good potential, good opportunities available here. If you look at the FDI, Maharashtra is attracting 30% of the India's FDI. Highest FDI is being received by Maharashtra. It is only because we have got a very assuring leadership in Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, who is Chief Minister, his Energy Minister also. I once again thank and congratulate Bombay Chamber of Commerce and Industry for conducting such a seminar, a topic of the day, with so much distinguished sitting across. Thank you so much.